Hi folks, Rich Pacine from RJPacine.com. Come to you this evening, just do a little, I want to cover a couple topics with you. I have a Facebook page and it's basically geared towards the eBay sellers. And I noticed uh, that my sales have been kind of slow on eBay. I haven't really been making any sales these past couple of weeks. Maybe one or two, I should say, but nothing to write home about, so to speak. And on my Facebook page, I came across one of the members there. We're talking about eBay having a blackout period. Is how it was, the way it was stated in the comment. And the person that left that comment on the member page was stating that your listings, or according to her listings weren't showing up in the search engine. So with that going on, she had called up eBay, and eBay had stated to her that they're going to keep track of this, about this issue going on where people's listings aren't showing up on the search engine, in search listings, when you're doing a search for them. And eBay is aware of it, and as she stated, they didn't give her a definitive time as to when it would be corrected. So after reading that post, I decided to do the same thing, because she said, if everybody calls up and lets eBay notice here, they'll take your email address down and they'll contact you as to when this has been corrected. So that post came out, I guess, last night. I guess I wasn't constantly checking Facebook, and I seen it this morning. And I decided to call eBay up and tell them the same thing, because I was doing a search on one of my items I have listed, and I didn't see it come in a search engine like Google, whatever. So I called eBay up and I told them that what the situation was, that my items I have listed are not coming up in search, and I wanted to confirm it with them. Not that I didn't believe the member. I mean, I do, and they did state that there is an issue going on with eBay in regards to listings not coming up in search. Now, whether that's what's causing me to lose sales, or not have any sales at all, maybe because people can't find them, it may be, or it just may be a slow time of the year. Maybe this time of the year not everybody's shopping, at least not for me anyway. I mean, I haven't been getting phenomenal sales, so I can't sit here and say, oh, I'm doing fantastic. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you're experiencing anything like this here, where your sales are not doing so good, or that you feel like there's something not right, I was told to call eBay, from the member, to call up and to give them your email address or whatever, explain, state what's going on, and that they are aware of it. And again, they can't give you any approximate time as to when they're going to have this fixed. There's no set time saying it's going to be fixed today, tomorrow, next week. They don't know. The other issue came about is I was listening to eBay Radio, and they're talking about getting rid of active content, and I believe that's also going to do with the videos on YouTube. Now, supposedly one of the radio talk hosts was saying eBay's trying to do a workaround this year. I don't know if a lot of people who follow me on YouTube and eBay, I do include listings, videos in my listings, and I think they're saying it has something to do with the JavaScript in there. Now, I use a program called YouTube Converter to download my, or should say, embed my videos into eBay. So I didn't see, looking at the way that was set up, I didn't see anything that had JavaScript in there, because when you do it, I don't know all the algorithms of how it actually works. I never really studied that part of it, the HTML. I think it's going to be a new HTML code from what I hear on eBay Radio. If you go to eBay Radio and you look at today, probably around this time, you should be able to listen to it, because the California time, they got to take time after the show is over. They got to go home and edit and process their their show for the day. So you could listen to the archive today. It'll be for May 2nd. And you can listen to what they're talking about in regards to the active content and the HTML. I think they're going to use a new HTML format in there or something along that line. So they're going to try to have a work around it. I hope so, because I do a lot of videos and I do incorporate them in my listings. And if they take that out altogether, that's going to be a problem for me, because I don't know how else I'm going to get people to see my videos unless you just say YouTube, and you can't put in description, in your eBay description, go to www.rjpacine.com to see this video. You can't do that because the eBay forbids that. And I believe, from what I understand, that is going to take place in June 1st. So the Talk Coast radio show was saying, Talk Coast was saying if you have anything like that, any active content, to take it out now. However, removing, having the active content is not going to affect, per se, your description, the ad itself. It's just that content. In other words, if I'm, like, I have a printer on there, right? I just did a printer for the Brother printer, and I just did that content. I just did that video on it. So what'll happen is, as of June 1st, if that HTML program I'm using doesn't work the way, according to eBay specs, it will not show up. It'll just be, I think, a blank box or whatever. If you do try to incorporate it, or you might get some kind of error with eBay saying you can't use it. But I have quite a few that have videos on there, and right now at this point in time, I'm not going to take them off. I'm going to leave them on there. I'm going to see if it even takes it, because the HTML format I'm using with YouTube Converter, it doesn't seem like it has JavaScript in there. When I'm embedding it in YouTube, in eBay's website, it doesn't seem like it has that JavaScript in there. I think that's the thing that caused the problem. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there's anybody out there that knows more about this here, please share it with us. Please share it with me. I'd love to know. If you know any workarounds, let me know. But I'm going to still do the same format, use the same tools, editing tools I have to embed my videos. So that's one issue I want to talk about. And that's why I want to get the point across. So if you guys have any problems like that there, where you notice you think something's affecting your listings, give eBay a call. If you don't have their number, I have it over here. Okay, I got eBay, Amazon, and PayPal. eBay's number is, if you want their number, it's up to you. Their customer service is 1-866-540-3229. Okay, that's their to get in contact with eBay. The other thing is another issue that a member on my Facebook group left. And I feel bad, I really do, because this is like an ongoing issue with certain people. And if you go to YouTube and you type in being scammed by buyers and vice versa, or sellers or buyers, whatever. But this person writes, I'm not doing screen sharing with this here, because I don't want to, put that person's name out there, whatever, for privacy purposes. Anyway, it says over here, again, this is on my Facebook group. A buyer purchased an FBM, I don't know what that is, FBM $2,000 laptop from me, and indicated that it did not work, even though it was drop shipped directly from the company that manufactures these. So I accepted the return and indicated the serial number must match what is on the invoice. Today I received the return, and the buyer returned a used PlayStation, they left the picture there, PlayStation controller. Okay, but already filed an A to Z, I'm not sure what that is, maybe it's an authorization thing, and the Canadian Post guy who delivered the return to my business signed for it and left it at the door. So now Amazon eyes look at it that the person that the seller signed for it, which they didn't, and it says over here, signed for the package. I have provided Amazon with an information, but I am thinking there is no chance that this scammer will win the AZ claim since the return was signed for. What can I do to prove to Amazon that this is what the buyer had returned to me? Well, for one thing, you take a lot of pictures of it. That's number one. Take a picture of the where it was sent from, so on and so forth. That goes without saying. I feel bad for the person, because I don't know if this person is going to get it, because being like the person stated, the member stated, they weren't there to sign for it. The mail guy did, the Canadian Post guy, delivery guy, he signed for it. So right there, they should have something in place where In certain cases, if there's nobody to sign for a package, put it in your truck, bring it back. I know when we get return mail, like return recertified mail, or return receipt requested, or certified mail, certain things, there's a package, it'll come back, you'll get a notification, there's a package to be picked up at the post office in some cases. I don't know why they didn't do it. I guess in Canada they have a different system over there, but I know for a fact here, where I am on the East Coast, if the letter carrier has to have something with signature delivery and there's nobody there to sign for it, they take it back. And they'll come back the next day with it, or they'll leave it at the post office. They'll, give you some kind of a note. I think he leaves like a little notation there. I think that's what it wants before. You have a package at the post office that needs to be signed for, something along that line, and you would go there and sign for it. And if you didn't, they would take it there, and the mailman would come the next day, ring your doorbell, and hopefully you'd be there to sign for it. I replied to that message, and somebody else replied back to. What I stated in a situation like that is, I don't know. Apparently, this person's a seller. I'm not saying they're inexperienced. I don't know all the details about this person on a member and on my group, but I stated this: that whenever I sell jewelry, watches, or high-end items, people might say, "Well, you should just do what you're gonna do." What I'm about to say, they should do. People might say, "Well, you should do it for everything." I'm not gonna do it for everything. I do it for certain things. Jewelry, like I told the person, I sold watches. Decent price watches, not $1,000 watches, $2,000, nothing like that. But in the description, I told the person, in the description, you should put in there, and I do it, I put in there, if you are the lucky buyer of this watch or whatever it may be, like I sold an iPhone and I sold a Samsung watch, those data watches, a watch there, and I put in there, this will be sold, and signature delivery, signature confirmation will be included with this here, with the shipping. In other words, if the buyer is out there trying to scam me or trying to get over on me, and I say, well, that doesn't really mean nothing. Well, somebody's got to sign for it. Okay, it's no one's gonna just. It's not gonna just materialize like have a magical signature on it. So someone's got to sign for it. So if anybody has any funny ideas and saying, well, I'm just gonna say I never received it. Somebody's got to sign for it, okay? Whether it be a relative, friend, or a neighbor, whatever, someone's going to sign for it. And this way you have proof. You have proof that somebody had signed for this item, and that that they're going to be accountable for it. They should be. And hopefully eBay will be there to stand by you and say, well, if the person's asking for their money and say you never received it, well, you got a signature here. Who signed for it? Are you going to say it's my fault? It's not my fault. And the other thing I said too, now this person had a $2,000 laptop. Definitely insure for that amount of money, okay? Because anything could have happened to it. It could have got lost in the shipping. It could have got damaged, whatever. It could have fell off the back of a truck. When you're selling something that pricey, a $2,000 laptop, I would definitely, without even batting an eye, put in the description. Signature confirmation is going to be required, and insurance. It will be insured. Insurance. It'll be insured for $2,000. Okay. You might, it depends how people may look at it. You may say, well, they could always say it got lost in the mail. And, again, we don't know. The best thing you could do with this type of, in this type of business, is try to protect yourself in any which way you can. Okay. That's what I do. That's what I did when I sold the iPhone. I sold the Samsung data watch. I sold watches. I use the signature confirmation. Certain things I put insurance on. Okay. Thank God, knock on wood, I had no problem with it. I had nothing. I had nobody saying anything got lost or anything. Now, I don't see when they signed for it. Okay. I don't get a notification saying, oh, they signed for it. But all I know is, in my descriptions, when I'm selling stuff like that, I put in there signature confirmation. Someone's going to sign for that there. Okay. And like I said, to me, it gives me a little peace of mind. You're getting that when you're sending an item out, that hopefully somebody's going to sign for it. Okay, and that's my suggestion. I wrote back to the member in my Facebook group. That's what I would do. Now, I told, and the other thing I stated in there is that they should. What this person should do is get in touch with the Canadian delivery man, postman, whatever, and see if they can write you a letter stating that, they, meaning the Canadian Post Office, mailman, he signed for it without your, without authorization from you, and see if you can get that letter from him stating that, and then send it off to to Amazon, because Amazon's going to want proof regardless. They're gonna follow up on it. That they're gonna want to know how that thing got signed for. If you didn't sign for it, it looks like it did, though. Like she said, it looks like she signed for it. When in turn she didn't. The guy signed for it. But it's a crazy situation. But it's probably another scammer out there trying to get over. And you hear of these stories all the time. You go on YouTube, and if you type in YouTube just for curiosity, you can go in there and type in buyers getting scammed, sellers getting scammed, and you see what comes up. And I'm telling you, there's one person I follow, and I listen to him. And I'm not going to mention the person's name, but all I know is this person did a video before and after. It was a keyboard that was sent out. It looked perfect condition. It looked like mint condition. Sends it out. Buyer gets it. It's not what I want. I want my refund back. So the buyer gets it. Now, I don't know if the buyer had a premonition or whatever. He gets it back. The guy was smart enough to videotape it. But there's a little twist to the story here. So you might think, oh, well, he gets it back. He's doing a live video showing he's going to open it up and everything else. And that's proof enough for eBay. eBay, in other words, they'll get it and say, hey, he's got proof here. Look, look what this guy. Look how the package came back. It came back and it was in bad condition. It didn't mean anything. eBay didn't care. But anyway, so let me explain. So the guy does the video, says, "Oh, I got the package back from the buyer. Let's see what we got." Cuts it open, takes it out. The keyboard was picked like picking meat off a chicken bone. It was like nothing there. Keys were missing. The bottom of the case was opened up. There were pieces missing from the motherboard where it sits there, and there was parts taken out of there. The thing was destroyed. I mean, it was ready for the scrap part. You can't even sell it for parts because there's nothing to sell there. Anyway, the person calls up eBay, explains the situation, has the video to prove it. You know what eBay said? We got to refund the money. Me, I would have fought it tooth and nail, but not that I'm going to be a winner, because and I'll be honest with you, I had a situation not where I was a printer, not where the printer was ripped to pieces, like parts were taken out of it. The buyer had it for I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they were smart. They held on to it right up to the 30, because I give a 30-day return on it. Right before the 30-day expiration, buyer sends it back like maybe a couple days ahead of time. Doesn't work. I don't want the printer. Okay, I send it back. I send a message person. Okay, fine. Send it back. I'll refund your money as soon as I get it. As soon as I get it back, I'll refund your money. He sent it back. When it came back, it looked like when the mailman gave it to me, he said, "I got a package for you." I was shaking that package around. That thing was rocking and rolling in there. And I said, there's something's going to be wrong with this printer. There's no way this is going to be... The way the condition I sent it, it's not going to be back to it. I opened the box up. It looked like the guy threw the thing in the box, bubble wrapped all around the side, nothing on the bottom and the top. So if that thing was to drop, fall, whatever, it would be smashed in pieces, right? In a little Chinsky box. I had a bigger box with padding around it. When I sell a printer, if you bought printers from me in the past, the printers are wrapped up in plastic. I wrapped them up in cardboard. Then I put them in a box, and then I put padding around the box. So I make sure that if you get it, it's going to get to you in one piece. Okay, not pieces, as I always say in my videos. Okay, this guy didn't care. He didn't have hide or hair. He didn't care how we put it in there. He got it. I emailed him back. I said, "This is disgraceful the way you sent it back." So I said, "I didn't send it to you this way." I sent it in a box yay big. He sent it in a box like this. It was like smaller. There was nothing. So if that thing got hit, anyway, long story short, I open up, take it out. The front plate is hanging off. So it must have got bounced so hard that the plate popped out. It had a happy ending to the story in my part. Okay, in my part it did. His part, it went out good for him. I told eBay, explained to them what was going on with this. I think I mentioned the story once before. eBay said, "We're very sorry about the situation you're in, but we refunded the buyer." I didn't have a second chance. Before I even got to reply to the second thing, they already made their mind up. eBay gave the guy full return, shipping and handling and everything. Well, his shipping and handling. I didn't pay for his shipping. His return says buyer pays return shipping. And let me tell you something. For what it cost him to ship it back, it was just almost as much as a printer. So if anybody came out losing, it was that person, not me. Because I'll tell you why. I was able to reset the faceplate in there, tested the printer out. It worked fine. There was no cracks, visible cracks, scratched, or dents, anything on it, thank God. And I ended up selling it for more money. So in my case, I had a happy ending with that particular situation. Okay. If it would have came back to me and there was parts missing, well, then it wouldn't have been such a happy ending. But anyway, there seems to be, like I said, a problem going on with that. I have other issues like on Facebook with the members on my Facebook group. And you hear them talk. I can't reply to them. I mean, some I do, some I don't. I just felt bad for this person because $2,000 laptop, that's a lot of money to be out of, And, these people that do eBay, especially if they're doing it full time for a living, that's a lot of money to be lost. That $2,000 can go for a lot. That could, I don't know what the person paid for it, what they're selling it for, but, it's a lot of money to lose. I don't know. I hope they have a happy resolution with this here. I gave my input on it. I don't know if the person's going to take my advice on it. But that's what I would do, going forward. To anybody who's selling any type of thing like that, if you're selling jewelry, expensive cameras, let's say you spend, I have my Sony camera, I'm talking about $39. I'm talking about, let's say you're selling a camera that's for $400 or $500, whatever, something like that. High-end cameras, high-end prices. If you're going to sell an expensive MacBook or Apple computer, laptop, whatever, and the thing's about $1,500 or $500 or $600, what is it going to cost you for signature confirmation? And put it in there. Put it in your description. When you say, I don't have it in all my descriptions. I only have it when I'm selling certain stuff. I'll throw that little tagline in there, and I'll say, this is going to be. If you are the lucky buyer, a signature confirmation will be included in here. So in other words, if the buyer is getting it, the buyer does. I'm not saying all buyers are bad. Please don't take it the wrong way. But if a buyer gets an idea and saying, they'll say. They could say, hey, they could easily say, I never received it. Then what do you do? I'm not saying all buyers are bad. Look, there's good and bad on both platforms here, the seller and the buyers, okay? If you go on YouTube, you'll see, if you type in buyers that got shafted by sellers and sellers that got shafted by buyers, it's both ways, okay? There's no happy medium there. It's both. So no one's perfect, okay? So if the buyers out there, I'm not saying anything bad or negative. All I'm just expressing to myself, to the other people out there, that this is what's going on. It's an ongoing problem, and I'm only aware of it. I mean, I've been aware of it before, but on my Facebook channel, I seem to get those every now and then where people are saying how they got shafted or they sent an item back, it came back broken. What do you do? This and that. Again, I can't reply to all of those. I reply to some of them. But it is what it is. This is how it is. You gotta understand. There's 50 million people out there selling stuff, buying and selling. This particular case here, it's with Amazon. So this person's gonna have an issue with Amazon. I don't know. I don't sell that much on Amazon, to be honest with you. I might have sold maybe 3 or 4 things on them. A lot of my selling is on eBay, and that's basically it. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I feel bad for the sellers, and I feel bad for buyers too out there. Because sometimes buyers get the wrong thing too. There's been stories too. I guess I don't really delve into the seller part of it. How the sellers, will not live up to their bargainings. Like in other words, they don't live up to their means. So for example, if I tell you I offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on an item, and then I later on recant, like let's say you send it back, say, well, I'm not going to give you the money, or before the 30 days over, and you say, I don't want to refund it. I start giving the buyer a hard time. Not that I would ever do stuff like that, but there's crazy situations out there where there's cases where some buyers don't live up to their agreements with that. But in regards to that person's situation with that Amazon, with that laptop, that 2000 laptop. I do feel bad, and I hope, like I said, I hope there's a happy resolution with it. It's tough. I mean, I don't. Me, I'll be honest with you. If I was to have a situation like that, it would really bother me. You know, probably to the point where I would lose a little sleep over it. People may say, "Well, don't fret over stuff like that." There's people that probably lost more money than that. But you know, when you're on a strict budget and you're trying to, you know, make a go out of a business like this, it's not the easiest business in the world. Okay, it's a 7-day week job, as far as I'm concerned. There's no perks or benefits with it. I mean, we're trying to sell stuff here to maintain a sustainable lifestyle, make enough money to pay your bills, put food on the table, put a roof over your head. You know, whatever it may be. You know, this is the aftermath of. You know, we need to stay vigilant in our thinking. Try to do the best we can to try to make a go of it. You know. And sometimes it's a little difficult out there. It's not an easy business, I'll be honest with you. And you know, there's a lot of people out there, I think, that have this idea in the head that, you know, I'm going to quit my 9-to-5 job, and I'm going to do this full time, and I'm going to, you know, become wealthy. And like I was listening to a recent thing on a YouTube channel where I'm not going to mention names. This person said they make $20 million a year doing sales on Amazon and stuff. Look. Again, I'm not saying it's not possible, okay? I am not saying it's impossible. There are people out there that are making nice income from it. I'm just not one of them yet. Hopefully I can. I would hope to make a nice income out of it where I could, you know, live comfortable. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of research and stuff like that. And, you know, sourcing is not the easiest thing too, because, you know, you might come across certain items that you think are good, and you put them on there and you find out they're duds. You know, I'm gonna say one thing though in closing. I haven't had, you know, my sales have been pretty stagnant right now, and even with the videos I put in there, it doesn't always help. And I'm not saying, people may say, well, what do you think, because, you know, you're one person that throws a video in there on your ads and you think it's going to make a sale. No, I you know why I do it? Not so much to gain a notoriety on YouTube. I mean, I'm not making anything off of YouTube. Come on, I'm a little guy. I mean, what do I got? 56, 58 people that subscribe to me. You know, I mean, what I got? 12,000 views. I'm not becoming rich off of YouTube. I'm not even doing it for that reason. If there was a way to do it, incorporate a video without YouTube, and I do it without it. But unfortunately, that's that's like the popular site to use, YouTube. You know. It's kind of easy to embed into. For me, it's easy for me to embed the videos into my listings. But again, the reason why, you know, I'm kind of skirting around the other thing there with, as far as with the people with the, you know, getting shafted, whatever, on from the buyers and sellers, whatever. I do these videos. The reason why I do the videos, demonstration videos, demos, is to show the potential buyer as to what they're getting when they buy from me. That's all. Okay. So in other words, if you're going to buy a stereo from me or a printer, I want to show you that it works. That's the whole purpose of it. Because, you know, I used to hear stories. I got the item, it didn't work. It didn't work the way it wasn't described. Wasn't as described. It didn't work, or was missing this, missing that. For example, it's a segue into what it's one of the sales items I have. For example, it's the Brother printer, the one I just did today, the MFC 210C. A quick story: when I went to the thrift store, I bought a printer, and it was an HP printer. They put in there with the package, the bag, and everything. They put in, now it's an HP printer, mind you. They put 2 Brother cartridges in there. Okay, that came with it. So I looked and I said, oh, maybe they just used the box, and there's cartridges for the HP. It turns out to be for the Brother. Okay, I had them on eBay. I tried selling them. It was only for magenta and cyan, but they were for a Brother printer for this model I'm selling. And I wasn't getting any bites on it. Nobody looking, nobody answering any questions, or whatever. I said, you know what? Let me put it on the side. I put it on my shelf. I said, I'll hold on to them. Maybe I will try to relist them again. I go to the thrift store. I see a print. I pick it up, and I'm doing a demo. And as I'm doing a live demo on it, I said, geez, I took out one of the cartridges shown, in the video. I said, oh, this is the cartridge it needs. I said, you know what? I said, folks, hold on for a second. I went to the shelf. I took out the cartridge, I matched them up. I said, look at this. I said, you know what? Today's your lucky day, basically. Now I'm going to incorporate 2 brand new vacuum packed, vacuum sealed cartridges along with the brand new USB printer cable. Okay? That's the type of deals I like to give, because when I go sourcing, whenever I pick up a printer, anybody who's bought printers from me, I always include, whenever I can, have the opportunity, I always will include, and out of my own pocket, all right, well, you might say, well, you take it out of your pocket, but in somewhere along the lines, incorporate. But I don't have to buy the USB cable. But I always put the USB printer cable included in there. And this way, when a person gets it, that's one less thing they got to worry about, is a cable. You know, you get what good is having a printer without the cable? You said, what good is there having a printer with cartridges? There's a difference. Now, I bought new cartridges for a Brother printer. It's an all-in-one, very good condition. I bought brand new cartridges. I did a live video on that, and you could see it on there. It's listed for $199. It's a brown one. It's an all-in-one print. I can't think of the model offhand. In the video, I did a brand new ink cartridge installation. Printer works great. If you're looking for a nice printer, economically priced, I think so anyway. And it's got the, like I said, it included the USB cable. You got brand new cartridges with it. It's all good to go. Okay, that's how I do my business. And the reason why, again, reverting back to why I do videos on YouTube, that's the reason why. I do the videos for the potential buyers, to give them a heads up. It's a little peace of mind for me and a little peace of mind for them. And how it affects me is that when I put that item out in the box, I package up and ship it out, I know that it's been tested here. It's a live video. The person seeing it live, because I go right through the format. I show you plugging it in, plug an electrical cord in. I'm putting the USB printer cable in there, and I'm showing you right there, right to boot, that item is working from soup to nuts. Now, this last one, I didn't have the cartridges for it. I mean, I'm not going to open the new ones. I'm going to let that be for the new buyer. But the only thing I could perform with it is that it scans. It shows you the scan. People say, well, how do you know if it's not going to work? I sold enough Brother printers, believe me, to know that once you put those printer cartridges in, that printer is going to work. Believe me, I've done it before. You know, people may say, yeah, but you can't get past the showing the people that it copies and makes copies, and it does other. Believe me, it works. And not only that, folks, I also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you get the printer and you take it home, or whatever item you buy from me, new and pre-owned, you don't have to worry, because you're getting the 30-day money-back guarantee. There's no hassles with me. The only time I would have a problem with the buyer is if I'm sending a printer out and it's in perfect condition, working condition, and it comes back and the glass is cracked or something's missing from it, then you'll have a problem. Then we'll have, then we have to, negotiate what's going on here, But as far as I'm concerned, the way I send it to you, you send it back to me in that condition, I have no problems. I have no problems whatsoever. And that's why I do the videos. And the video is also proof that if anybody said, oh, well, I never seen it working. How do I know if it worked? What do you mean, how do you know if it worked? It's in the video. Go look at the video. It's right there. It's showing you it's working. I'm not a Houdini. I don't perform magic here. This ain't no smoke and mirrors. Of course it's going to work, So that's what I'm trying to say, That's why I do the videos, because the reason I'm bringing this up is I had a person on a YouTube channel was following me. One of the followers, I think it was a follower, maybe just drifted in. Who knows? And, why do you do videos for anyway? Why do you do videos? Why do you put videos in your... And I had to explain to the person. I said, I do it because it's for the potential eBay buyers. If you don't like it, I told the person very cordially, if you don't like what I do, you don't have to come to my channel. Don't watch it. You don't have to look at what I do. If you don't, hey, YouTube is like television. You could turn the dial, and here you just do a click of the icon there and it's done. It's the same thing. If you don't like my videos, you don't have to watch them. I do it. I try to share these things with people to help out, give a little insight, in some cases, with the demo videos to help people out. If nobody likes them, that's fine. You don't have to like them, but I do it for the buyers. And, that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys. I know I'm running on here, on and on. I'm sorry I always curtail into other things, but it's not meant to be that way. But I just wanted to share those issues with you in regards to eBay, your listings not showing up in the search. You might want to call that eBay number up. Let them know that you might be one of the people affected by it. That's what the lady did. Or was it the lady over there said that they're going to keep a track of it. And once it gets corrected, they will send me an email stating that eBay has looked into the situation and now it's been corrected, because I don't have nothing right now. I have nothing going on. I have nothing going. The only thing I will say is I had 2 low ball figures again on the best offers. And in closing, I just want to say one thing. If you are looking for a certain amount of money on something, don't use best offer. Okay, I'll give you an example. I put a Sony PS3 whatever Fender Strata guitar. I put it for $19.99 with best offer. Now I am looking for $19.99. People say, why did you add best offer it? Well, when I clicked the button there, you know, you could do an edit feature. I accidentally clicked all of them on there. I don't always look at all that stuff verbatim because I'm always switching around to different websites, and I got other things I do. And I accidentally had that clicked on, and the buyer made a low ball offer $10. Now I'm not going to disclose to you what I paid for that guitar, but I can tell you right now, there's no way I could sell it for $10. I mean, I'd be making nothing off it. Okay, so my suggestion is don't use best offer if you're looking for a certain price point. That's all I'm telling you. If you do use best offer, and let's say I want $20 for that for that guitar. I might put it in for $30, $35. Now the buyer comes along, sees the best offer, and makes a bid, says, okay, I'll give you, you want 35, how about 30? Or how about 25? Now you got a little leeway to play with. So now you can say, okay, done. I'll accept the offer. You still made your $20. I mean, that was your target price, the $20. Okay? I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but if you're a person that just wants to stay in that, you don't want to sit there and mitigating with people and, you know, going back and forth with counter offers, just be firm on your price. Do a buy it now, whatever. $20. I got it listed for $19.99. Okay, $20. So that's the price I want. I don't want to go any lower than $20. Okay? So in a case like that, that's what you do. But anyway, folks, I'm going to catch you guys later. I'll talk to you soon. If you have any questions, whatever, if you like what I do with my channel, please subscribe to me. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And if you like what I do with these videos, give me a thumbs up. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care now. Bye-bye.